right, another half of baseball in the books, and Aaron Boone is still a dick. Now, I think we might talk about Boone. I don't know when we do our All-Star game post coverage, whatever, post All-Star game stuff on July 16th, Wednesday. Our second installment of an All-Star special, because we had our pre-stuff on Monday, now our post stuff today as we gear up for Friday's show, as we look for the second half, which isn't really the second half, but it's like the second half. We're past the halfway point, but it's like still like a half. But either way, Sean and Spin in the Morning, episode 36, presented by Off Base Media. Shawnee, how we feeling? Post All-Star game on a Wednesday.
Feeling good, Spin. Some good, a lot of good, a lot of bad. Always seems to be the case with the All-Star. But in my eyes, the All-Star game kind of made up for the home run derby, but we're going to get into that in a little bit, basically.
Well, what would you rank 1 to 10? How do you rank the festivities for the weekend to the week?
The All-Star game, I thought it was sick. I thought it, but I mean, I still think it could have been better because I think Boone and Roberts all picked the wrong people.
Roberts did pretty decent.
Roberts picked the right with having Schwartz.
And he had Alonso.
Oh, did he have Alonso too?
Well, Alonso just didn't have to hit because Schwarber fucking kicked ass.
So Roberts picking Schwarber was a good call, but like, how does Boone not throw Judge out there?
Because he's a dick.
Yeah, I don't understand how you don't throw. So I'd give it a 7. I'd give the weekend, which it shouldn't be on a week. It shouldn't be on a Monday, Tuesday. It should be on a weekend. But like, I'll give the weekend a 7.
Yeah, if I'm going all the festivities as a whole, from like what they do over the actual weekend and like anticipation for like the whole actual MLB All-Star, because there's the draft and the futures game and all that bullshit. So if you're into that, whatever, they kind of have like those low-key stuff happening. Then you kind of go into the real All-Star festivities. I think Media Day is kind of cool, and red carpet show if you're into that. So I was like at a 7.5. But,
yeah, like I just don't understand. So you know what? We'll save it for when we talk about the All-Star game. Right now, we can talk about the Derby.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it was really just recapping Monday, Tuesday festivities. You know my thoughts on the Derby. I posted. I'll just get everyone on the same page. Say what I said. More in a nutshell, though. But say what I said on TikTok, and then you tell me if you agree and what you disagree with. I thought it was a shit Derby. Let's start with that. Rooker got robbed out the ass. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh on the Derby. Maybe it's more so for kids. But, I mean, it's not what it used to be. I think it's so drawn out. If you're not, I wouldn't force 8 guys to do it. If you didn't have a great 8, I saw the year 2000, the last time it was in Atlanta, there was like 6 potential Hall of Famers out of the 8, and then the other 2 were like Carlos Delgado and another guy. So like that's an incredible crop. That's a great crop. Now it's like you're forcing 8 people because you said you needed 8. Well, why if you don't need it? If you aren't going to have a great 8, do like 6, and then I think it can be more compact and the same amount of action in a more compact time, which I think would be cooler. And also, Brent Rooker got robbed. This was low key. I think I have it at the bottom. Oh yeah, Rooker was robbed. I have this as I thought Rooker was the man of the whole All-Star festivities. He kicked ass on every stage that he was at.
Yeah.
I thought this was Rooker's week, and he has really nothing to show for. Not even an All-Star game win. Not even a victory for his team. But because he looked good in the swing off. Anyway, this was Rooker's fucking. He got snubbed from a swing off, which was bullshit. You don't judge it by distance. That's ridiculous.
No, that is a. So the whole thing that I kept seeing,
and he got robbed. And he got robbed 2 balls, by the way.
Yeah, it's also like the Damn, 1 second. Oh yeah, if we're putting it down to the decimal point in an All-Star game, right? Down to the decimal point, but we still have 90-year-old umps that can't figure out a fucking strike zone in regular season games that actually matter. And how are you going to rob people of a swing off? Like I cannot comprehend how that makes any sense for the MLB.
Do you know what the big talking point of the All-Star Week is right now? And
What?
what always will be? The swing off to finish the fucking All-Star game.
Yeah,
So if
exactly.
the swing off is the talk of the town, an MLB, this is MLB for you. They suck dick at scheduling things. They shit the bed left and right. They fuck up here and fuck up there. And then they get bailed out at the end of the day, and it becomes like, who cares?
Exactly. That's the whole thing.
They've been doing it for years, and they get bailed out because of an awesome All-Star game. And then because of a swing off, the same thing they rob people with the day before.
Yeah, I'll never comprehend how the MLB can't just seem to get out of their own way. Stop changing shit. Like, dude, the home run derby used to be awesome. I was watching clips of Ryan Howard and like mashing baseballs, or when Josh Hamilton was in his heyday, mashing baseballs. Everybody's standing up. Nobody gives a shit how long it is. Guess what? Put it on a weekend. Go back to outs. Stop it with the pitch clock anymore. Like back in the day, people used to put on performances and everybody loved it. And now it's just like, put them in a box. You like put a timer on them. Guys are gasping for air after 10 swings. Like,
yeah, the clock. I don't know if I hate it that much, but I think if you are going to do a clock, because like back when there was no clock, you're right. There was those performances and the big moments. And when you look back on home run derby history, those are the ones that you remember. You don't really remember anything super extravagant from the clocks unless it was probably a swing off. So if you are going to do the clocks, then the swing off is a must because that becomes your talking point then.
yeah.
Because the only time I remember one of the bigger moments in recent derby history was when Vladdy and Jock Peterson went head to head. Like it was like swing off after swing off, and it was like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a lot of it because of the pitch clock, and in the pitch clock era of derby time, that was one of the better ones. But when you look back as a whole, like I don't have anything too memorable. There's going to be nothing memorable about this past home run derby except for Rooker getting robbed because they needed their poster boy to win. They kind of, it gets political. That's what it is. It gets political, and they try to get too cute, and they try to force the issue on things. Like they just try to overthink things. Just if you let the kids play and shut the fuck up about it, I think good things would actually happen. But whatever, they overthink and they get too cute, and it gets political when they try to do these things, and they kind of fuck it up. And then guess what? They get bailed out at the end of the day. And now, do they ever learn from it? Because they get bailed out, and now it turns out to be a good All-Star week. I don't know why I'm mad at this, but it turns out to be because of how the All-Star game went and how the game finished.
Well, it's the point almost. Like the MLB consistently gets bailed out because something cool happens, and then they never learn their lesson ever. Yeah. And that's the part that makes me angry about it. Because if they would just learn their lesson for once, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about this. I can't understand why they can't get out of their own way.
Because it's political. It's going to come down to money. We could transition to the actual game itself, because that was the actual fucking. That was. I mean, obviously that's always the headliner, but I mean, yeah, it didn't disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was going to be that much offense. 12 total runs plus the swing off is crazy. I'm Team AL. Like I always root for the American League, but you saw like the NL score a little early. Then you kind of saw the home runs. You saw a late comeback from the AL with a good chunk of runs scored on either side, and then the swing off. I mean, that's fucking electric.
Yeah, I mean the comeback, especially coming in the late innings, and also coming off of Edwin Diaz as well. That was great. Love to see that. Fuck you and your trumpets. But they started off early. Tariq Skubal didn't really have it going for him, I guess, early on in the day. And then I think Petey kind of got robbed of an MVP too, because if it wasn't for the swing off, Pete Alonso probably wins that MVP.
Or if Schwarber doesn't go 3 for 3, Pete might win the swing off, and then in turn.
True, and then yeah, you're right. And then Skeens look good. I kind of agree with you in the run to category. We've talked about pitching a lot this year and how good the pitching was going into it. You know who wouldn't give up those 6 runs for the AL? Christopher Sanchez and Ranger Suarez. That's the point. I mean, we'll talk about the snubs later. The swing off at the end will be the talk of the town for all-star games to come, basically, because it's going to be pretty damn difficult unless like all the players are in on it to get another swing off.
Yeah, well, I think MLB kind of controls the weather here, metaphorically. Like, I think that's the reason. I mean, MLB really worked their dick off for Cal Riley to win the day before, and if that gets bad press or mixed emotions, and they want to save face a little bit, I wouldn't be shocked if I don't know how they control guys hitting baseballs in the right place, but I mean, they really lucked out. They got really fucking lucky, to say the least, with that swing off. That's all I'm saying. So to be a tie game after I thought was a lackluster derby, I don't know. The scheduling still sucks. I think we'll get into all that.
Yeah.
But really quick, because I know I have my storylines ahead of the game, and then I want to see your reaction on them. But let's plow through a little bit more of the vibe check, because there's one more guy we got to talk about with Cal Raleigh being named the catcher of the World Baseball Classic for 2026. Now he's with Judge, Skeens, Witt, Cal Riley. What a team so far it's shaping up to be. That's pretty cool.
That's just 4 guys, and there's obviously have been a ton of people speculating. I know Harper has been like the biggest one because him and DeRosa are pretty close. So Harper you'll probably see him there if he's healthy. But just those 4 guys. I mean, we're talking about four of the best players in the entire league so far. 2 MVP candidates this year. Bobby Witt's a prior MVP candidate, and then Skeens is a Cy Young. Basically, the past 2 years he's been in the league, and 2 years, 2 All-Star game starts, which is unbelievable. So I can't wait for the World Baseball Classic. It's so electric every single time. Like the last time it was played, it was freaking awesome to watch. So I can't wait to see the team they put out there. I think PCA got talked to, didn't he?
They asked him, and rightfully so. I mean, when you're like a young stud who's also American, you're going to be like, hey, what about the World Baseball Classic? You know, want to play for Team USA? You know,
that's what I thought. I thought they asked him. I don't know if DeRosa has. He probably just wants to see if he has the second half like he did his first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look for PCA to probably be there too, and Kyle Tucker, 2 off the same team.
Yeah, I mean, those are all great guys to that we all want to see. We'll see how it goes. I think, of course, as we progress over the season, we'll see who continues to get added. But good for Cal Riley. That's sick. Then that news broke live on MLB Central during Media Day Monday, right before the Derby. So that was cool to see.
Yeah.
However, let's go to some more stuff on the All-Star game. Oh, by the way, the World Baseball Classic as a whole, when you were talking about how like electric it is, I mean, I think all the other countries are getting incredible too. Mm-hmm. There was 4 Mexicans in the All-Star game yesterday. So I mean, Team Mexico is going to be good. I'm always high on the Venezuelans.
Venezuela's good. The Dominican Republic normally puts out a lot of good people, and we can't sleep on the winners, Japan.
Sure.
I mean, they've been like pumping out people left and right. They have, when you get Shohei, now you talk about the pitching alone nowadays too. And so Japan's going to be tough again, especially just with their pitching, especially with Shohei back now. So
yeah, I mean, I think the only thing holding the U.S. back was the pitching. I think if you go toe to toe, U.S. pitching or Japan representatives, the U.S. could blow them out of the water. It's just a matter of building that roster and who actually wants to play. Skeens is a great start. No, but to me, Venezuelans kick ass. Of course, Puerto Rico, Cuba, whatever. But Venezuelans are the new Puerto Ricans. I think that's how highly I think of this day and age of Venezuelan ball players. I think they're that great. Okay, either way. I did want to say, though, I don't know if we have it here, but I did want to say before I forget, as we approach our storylines ahead of the game, and then with hindsight on our side, I want to hear your thoughts. But Schwarber was the only guy. He wasn't the only Philly All-Star. There was a couple of snubs, right? But Wheeler, I don't think Wheeler was at the game. He wasn't.
No, he stayed home.
Yeah, so he said, fuck it. But so Schwarber being the only guy there and then being the MVP, it's Philly versus the world. And I don't know if you saw the NFL put out like the top quarterback rankings. Jalen Hurts was like 9.
Jalen Hurts is like 10.
Yeah, so hey, Philly versus the world. They had some notable snubs. Wheeler said, fuck you guys, I don't want to show up. And then Schwarber wins the MVP of the game. He basically puts the team on his back for the swing off. And Philly versus the world mentality is actually going to be electric for them moving forward. That's when Philly's at their best. Dude,
I know and I really, really hope they take it personal.
Dancing on My Own, Rocky Balboa, Underdog Mask. What's next? Fucking Schwarberfest. I think Schwarber's a representative for Rita's now.
Oh, he could be, but I'm just saying, like, if they
Rita's are going nuts.
If they take this to freaking heart, and I know the city probably is taking this to heart because they always do. We pay attention over here in Philadelphia, Spin. We pay attention. We see everything.
I guess I got the Statlin on. Fucking Yankees though.
I'll tell you what, though, the fans are pissed. So hopefully the players are just as pissed, and they go out and they play their dicks off and they play with the chip on their shoulder that they've been missing. Go freaking kill everybody now.
Yeah, and I guess we'll be in the heart of the city on Friday, eh?
Yeah, we'll be there Friday.
So we'll be chirping at fucking. Is that the Angels? Are they playing the Angels?
Yeah, it's the Angels.
So it's the Noah Syndergaard series. Nice.
Or the Logan O'Hoppe series.
Oh,
or the Brandon Marsh series. There's a little history there.
Yeah, did O'Hoppe did he play for the Phils though, or was he just?
No, he was in the system though.
He was a piggy. He still counts. Okay, let's look at the 5 storylines ahead of the game. These are the 5 I put on TikTok prior to the game. Now, with hindsight on our side and Sean's opinion, let's see what you have to say. My first point was AL pitching, NL offense. Now, maybe I jumped out of my shoes a little bit on AL pitching, but when you look at, because I don't know who was really going to pitch in the game. Obviously, we knew Skubal, but I think you could talk about AL pitching, just who we saw in that game. I don't have the box score. I remember Rodon pitched and whatnot. But I think just AL pitching as a whole, when you look at Fried, Crochet, Hunter Brown, Skubal, I think those are a monster 4 for the Cy Young race. I don't think there's a monster 4 on the NL side. So that's kind of more so what I meant. But then when you look at who actually pitched in the game, maybe it was more even. We didn't see all those guys pitch in the game. But then the NL offense is what we did see, and we knew that their lineup was loaded on paper, and it didn't disappoint.
No, they didn't. The NL seemed to outlast the AL pitching a little bit more. Some timely hitting from those guys. Got to Tariq Skubal early. And then I forget who gave up the three-run home run to
Oh my gosh, I hope it was David Peterson. I don't know. I'm gonna pull up the box score.
No, the 3-run home run to Pete.
Oh, to Pete. I thought you were saying Rooker. Sound out to the comments. Who was it?
I feel like it was a relief pitcher. I can't. Why does nobody have the freaking box score?
I don't remember everyone because there's so many guys that come in and pitch that I don't can't remember shit.
All right. Well, this is gonna aggravate me.
I think I found it. 3-run homer. Looks like it was Kyle Bubic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, I mean, like the all-star pitching was it was phenomenal. It really was. But the NL hitting seemed to outlast it a little bit more. And that's nothing. I don't want to take away how great those guys are. Like Tariq Skubal is going to be a Cy Young. He had an 18 ERA because that top of the lineup just got to him yesterday. And then Bubic also been great this year. Casey Mize didn't have the best. The Tigers as a whole, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit to one of your other points, didn't have a great all-star appearance. But anyway, looks like the NL hitting prevailed. AL hitting did great too, but if you're saying AL pitching or NL hitting, I'm going to go with NL hitting now that the game's all over.
Yeah, and then I mean, Boone's a fucking dick, but whatever. I'll probably put out a different TikTok about the storylines post game, and that's going to be number 1 is that Boone's a dick. But we all know it. We all know it. I mean, if you're a Yankee fan, you know it. Okay. Anyway, second thing here was Kershaw on the Legends pick, makes him an 11-time All-Star. Cool shit. And he also pitched 2 outs, and he got a strikeout, and he kind of comes out on top after that strikeout. That was cool.
Yeah, him being mic'd up was a good thing. In the All-Star game, I'm cool with the mic'd up. During regular season games, I freaking hate it. But the All-Star game, this is the time if you're gonna do it, this is the time to do it. All-Star game. Don't wait don't try to be cutesy during when games that actually matter. The All-Star game doesn't really matter. Put mics on people. Clayton Kershaw talking while he was pitching, awesome. Good content. Good content.
Yeah. We've seen him. I remember when Nestor Cortez was pitching in the one All-Star game, they had him mic'd up. Yeah, it's always a little interesting when a guy's pitching and you're like, he's trying to, there was a time where like someone had like 2 on, no outs, and they're like asking him questions. I'm like, that would kind of piss me off. But as a fan, it is an exhibition game, so you got to make it fun. They mic guys up in playoff games, don't they?
I hate it. No, they do the interviews. The interviews in innings in between innings and stuff, and I hate it.
Sunday night baseball, maybe they do it mid game.
Yeah, they do it mid game, and I hate every last bit of it. Leave the guys alone, let them play. I mean, the commentators for ESPN are legitimately so bad. That's a different conversation for another day. But like the mic'd up and your point two being the Legends pick. I love the Legends pick. I know a lot of people have problems with it because of people get snubbed.
No, I don't think anyone gets snubbed from it. I think he's just an extra guy.
Oh, he's just okay, good. Well, then there's nothing to it then. I do like the Legends pick. These guys deserve it. Like when Miggy and Pujols got it, like I think you talked about that in the video. These people have earned the right to just get that Legends pick, basically.
Yeah, I agree. When you're like a first ballot Hall of Famer, you got to be there.
He's a no doubter.
You got to be there. Yeah. I forget what I was going to say. What were we just talking about?
The Legends pick.
The Legends pick, but then also, the mic'd up shit, because Fox sucks too, like ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I was going to say. Remember the one time Kike Hernandez was mic'd up, made a fucking error, and then people made a big deal of it? Well, how about yesterday? Now, this isn't – maybe I'm overthinking it, but there was a fly ball hit between PCA. PCA was mic'd up in center. Kyle Tucker's in left. Fly ball kind of hit in between them. PCA is racing over. Tucker's racing over. PCA is mic'd up. He can't hear shit. And then he had to kind of like take his eyes off the ball, see where Tucker was at to bail. Luckily, he's an athlete and he's a ball player, and Tucker kind of made a routine catch. But he was like, I couldn't hear you. It's like, dude, what if a fucking collision happened because you're in a guy's ear at an All-Star game? So I'm okay with it getting mic'd up too. But if you want to be a piece of shit and find negativity and everything, there's a topic for you. Okay, here we go. Number 3, first timers and old timers. That was fun. Ryan O'Hearn was one of the guys I mentioned in the video. He makes his first All-Star appearance at the age of 31. Good for you, Ryan. And then the other guy was Javi Baez, makes his third All-Star appearance, his first since 2019, and he makes his first start as an outfielder. So he's now he started the game as like a shortstop or whatever the fuck he was playing at the time, because he's bounced around the infield. I'm assuming he started at short back in the day. A few years later, after a miserable little stint in between his Cubs to now, he now starts in center field. So that's kind of cool now that he's a little bit more of a veteran, and he's now started as an infielder, started as an outfielder. That was another guy that I thought were some cool storylines, plus all the first timers, a PCA, a James Wood, a Caminero. This was Cal Riley's first, and etc. amongst other guys. Brian Wu, that's my guy. He made his first, but amongst a lot of guys. And then you had the guys who were like veterans. We talked about Kershaw 11, Freeman 9, Chris Sale makes his 9th, Chapman makes his 8th, Machado, J-Ram, Judge all with 7. Those were your like highest guys. A combination of the old timers, the first timers, the new timers. That was my third point. I thought that was cool too.
Yeah, this is where I'm going to talk about this. The old timers and the first timers. It's a good storyline to have. But a lot of the Tigers players, man, didn't have the best All-Star game. Not a single hit from 4 of the guys who batted. Tariq Skubal had an 18 ERA, and Casey Mize had a 13.5 ERA. A lot of people pissed. Yankees fans especially are pissed. I don't know why they're pissed. Not a lot of their guys got snubbed too much. Maybe Cody, maybe. But he got hot after the voting, especially after it ended. So I don't really know if there's a whole lot of merit to what they're talking about. But I think a lot of the Tigers guys deserve to be there. They're the best team in baseball. They deserve to have the most All-Stars. Point blank. Tariq Skubal deserved to be pitching that to start that game. Like,
I mean, you can't talk about who can and cannot be there with hindsight based on who has a good or bad game. Like, The
Exactly.
Tigers deserve to, even though the between Skubal and Mize went 1.2 innings combined and gave up half the runs that were scored, but but they deserve to be. No, they did. They did deserve to be there.
Yeah, they just
You
had a
can't
they
you
had a
can't
rough
stay
they
in
had a rough
hindsight.
outing. Like did and a lot. I'm going to say a point to your Yankees fans. Did Jazz deserve to be in the home run derby? Probably not. It was
Oh
just
yeah. Oh
stuff.
yeah. Are you kidding me? That guy has a unreal power. He's got Bahamian power. Isn't that what people from the Bahamas are called?
I don't know, but the like Riley Green, like right now with his numbers, like you might have to talk about him in MVP stances and stuff like that. He deserved to be there. Glaber, who's the other second baseman that you're going to put in there besides Glaber?
No, yeah, I think Glaber probably should have started. Well, Brandon Lau, but
Yeah, I mean
Glaber should have started.
Loud could be there, but Javi got there basically because of his storyline. We all know that. And McKinstry was an iffy one, but he's been having a good year so far. Plus, he's a utility guy, so throw him a little bit too.
Yeah, and I don't mind the best team in baseball sending a lot of representatives.
Neither
Hey,
do I.
Phillies had like 8 guys last year, remember?
Yeah, and they were the best
Now
team.
look at them.
Yeah,
They've had 8
exactly.
snubs this year. No, just
They were the best. They were the best team in baseball at this point last year, and they had the most representatives. That's what I'm okay with.
yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. You can't. People are saying, "Oh, the Tiger." I think it's more so busting their balls. But like
Yeah,
you can't actually be serious about because I saw some posts on Twitter too. It's like and people are really shitting on Jazz. By the way, we didn't talk about that for the home run. People are like offended that Jazz hit 3. Like I don't think he wanted to do that, guys. You know, people are like offended. People are like acting like Jazz spit on their mother. It's like, dude, no, he just every year the home run derby has like one guy that stinks. And plus, who's had high expectations for Jazz? I'm a Yankees fan. I didn't have him winning.
no.
I had Rooker, and I'm pissed. Anyway. Let's go to number 4. We talked about it a little bit. Skeens versus Skubal. The anticipation was well worth it. Obviously, these guys only go 1 inning. That's why it's like so weird. Like it's an honor to start if you're a pitcher, but it's also like you're not going to get a win. You know, you're going one fucking inning. But either way, Skeens versus Skubal. They're very clearly the 2 best pitchers in baseball, and it's cool that one's in the AL, one's in the NL. Well, with respects to Wheeler, but Skeens, you know how electric he is. And then, Skubal with respects to other guys. But still, I'd probably say they're the 2 best. And one's in the AL, one's in the NL. And they can always – this could be I mean, hey, very rarely do you see a guy start back-to-back years, especially in his first 2 seasons like Skeens. Skubal earned the job this year. And then it's like this could very well be the starting guys for years to come. And you never see repeats. So this is an electric.
Like, so Skeens 21, Skubal's 28. Both of these guys still have a lot of pitching left to do in the MLB.
Skeens is only 21?
Yeah. No, right now 21. Yeah, he's 21.
Skeens is 21. He's 23.
He was born on May 29, 2002.
Yeah, he's 23.
Oh, he's 23? Why is Google lying to me right now? Yeah, he's 23. That's stupid. Sorry, he's 23. Well, he's 23. He still has a whole lot. Sorry. So Skubal's 28, Skeens 23. They have a whole lot of pitching left to do in the MLB. It's going to be pretty notable that these guys might do it again. They might be out there for a 3rd time next year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It all depends on, obviously the starts and everything. We've seen that in the past where people have to sit out because of their starts. But like, if anybody has a chance, like there's great pitching all around, but like both these guys, they have a chance to be starters again.
Yeah. Which is crazy. So good for them. The 5th point I made on my TikTok was the snubs. I had to go there because why not? I actually called this when I was doing my home run derby rant. I actually called this the year of the snub because of we talked about this. We both think that MLB has been good in the past in terms of giving guys their flowers. This year, I think a lot of people thought that the snubs were very notable. Ribby Leader's not in. Michael Bush, who has like an incredible OPS, not in, amongst other guys. Those are just to name a few. I think you probably could count on 2 hands who like really should have been there. But then it's like, who do you replace? So that's a whole different conversation. But then you had that leading into the game, and then the fans, I thought, got snubbed from a swing off during the derby, yada, yada, yada. So I thought that was the case. So we had to talk about the snubs. That was my 5th and final point of the talk. The kids call it the talk. I do. But anyway, the snubs number one for you, Sean, plus the late additions. Given what we know now post game, what do you think?
I mean, I think you're right. There were a lot of snubs this year, and granted, there's snubs every year, but this year was really apparent. It was really, really apparent, and I hated that fact. Great job on the Phillies. They still give Sanchez that bonus because he should have been an All-Star, would have been an All-Star. Love it in that aspect, but the one rule, like apparently you can't be an all-star if you pitch that Sunday. Whatever day falls on the day before the festivities start. I hate that. Give the guy his flowers. Give the guy his flowers. There's money on the line for this guy. And people are gonna say, "Oh, well, they already make enough money." Well, come on. He deserves it. He deserved to be an all-star. He deserved to be there. But that whole rule should be changed. Let the guy, even if you have to replace him, real quick, let the guy get his flowers. They're normally good on it. They kind of dropped the ball this year. That's kind of my thoughts on it.
Yeah, and then also in terms of late additions, Mizorowski, there was a handful. I think Mizorowski was obviously he got talked about the most. And also, Mizorowski is another 23-year-old kid no one thinks he's a bad player. Everyone thinks he's a stud.
Yeah.
But a little premature, I thought. But that's MLB for you. Also, what does it do for Mizorowski personally when you go around the league and then you see he's making his first All-Star appearance? He's young. This is all new for him. And then you kind of see like what your peers are saying in Philly, which I don't think they're bad quotes, but I'm just saying like this is a 23-year-old kid who's trying to make it's supposed to be a happy day to celebrate the guys, and it's more so, well, our guy got fucking snubbed. What the fuck? This guy threw 5 games, which is not wrong. I'm not saying that's wrong, but for Mizorowski and then the jackasses like ourselves and amongst other people who cover the game are talking about it as well. And it's like, well, what does that do for Mizorowski? It's his first All-Star game. It should be like, good job, Jacob. We're all rooting for you. Like, it should be more like that. We're all happy to see him there. When realistically, it's like, well, this is his first All-Star game, and it's like, it's controversial. That's weird to me.
Yeah, and he came in and he proved to be an all-star. I mean, Jeff Passan tweeted Jacob Mizorowski threw 18 pitches. Half of them were fastballs over 100 miles per hour, topping out at 102.3. He did what they brought him there to do, was to just absolutely rip baseballs past people.
Yep.
So, I mean, Mizorowski's going to be an all-star to come. Hopefully, we hope he has that kind of trajectory. Maybe he competes with Skeens to start some games and stuff like that. But, yeah, there are other people who are more deserving, but he definitely is going to be an all-star. And probably if he pitched more this year, he would have been an all-star.
Yeah,
it's just I do agree with you on that. You want your first all-star game to be almost like Brian Wu. Like nobody was yelling at him like he shouldn't have made it. He proved himself, should have made it. You know what I mean? Like Brian was the guy.
Yeah, and then I'm kind of pissed that David Pearson, as a late addition, didn't get a fucking MVP recognition. You know what I mean? Oh, he's your saving grace. Let's bring David in from Queens. David from Queens. It sounds like a caller on fucking a radio show. What did he even do? 1 inning, 2 hits, and a strikeout. That's David Pearson. Mizorowski, he pitched an inning, gave up a hit. That's it, though.
Yeah.
No Ks for Mizorowski?
I guess not.
Well, he threw like a 98-mile-an-hour slider, and everyone was like spunking their chinos over it.
Yeah.
Either way, those were the 5 storylines that I had. Sean's reaction to them for ahead of the game. We'll, I guess, do some fucking post-game bullshit at a later date. Because, the post-game stuff off the top of my head. Joe Torre, cool. The Hank Aaron tribute was fucking incredible.
Yeah.
One of the coolest fucking little things I've seen in my life. That was cool. Other than other things, the scheduling sucks. I think we're going to talk a little bit about that, though, moving forward. Let's do a quick little game before we get back to our a midway evaluation of the season. Before we do that, little game, and it's called Outside Looking In. What team on the outside looking in is most inclined to make a run now that we kind of cruise into the second half, which isn't really the second half, but it's the second half?
So I put 3. I put 3 people for the NL side. I'm gonna pick one, but you have Cincinnati, St. Louis, and the Giants, who are all on the outside right now. The person with the team with the most complete lineup is obvious. I think it's obvious, and I think it's the Giants. I want to give credit to Cincinnati's pitching because they're unbelievable. I want to give credit to St. Louis's just organization in general because we know they're winners over there. That's what they have, a winning organization. They had a down year last year. People thought they're going to have a down year this year. Guess what? They're playing great baseball. Not a complete team. Got young guys. Arenado's not looking too great. Pitching still up in the air in a sense. Like they've had solid starts out of them. But I think the Giants, with the Devers trade, Devers hasn't been great as of late, and there has been some, honestly, like him not wanting to go to first base. There's still been some storylines about that. You have the left side of the infield of Chapman and Adames, who haven't done really shit this year. But guess what? You're still a half game out of the wild card, even without your biggest signing at shortstop and your all-star, your previous. I don't know, has Chapman ever made an all-star team?
I'd assume so.
So you're a former all-star in Chapman, but then you also got your pitching, your two all-stars, your Webb, your Robbie Ray, and I think they have a complete lineup. They got some guys in that bullpen there who are obviously good, but look for them at the deadline to go get another bat, and I don't think they're going to be on the outside looking in as much anymore. I think they're going to be competing there and be in the wild card hunt and be a playoff team.
Matt Chapman, really quick, one-time All-Star 2019.
Beautiful. Look at that. And also former Platinum Glove winner. Great on the defensive side of the baseball. So then we get to the AL side of things where it's a little bit more up in the air because I talked about those three teams, but then you get to the other side, to the AL. This might be because the AL is a little bit worse, but you have the Rangers for 3.5 games back, Angels 4 games back, Twins 4 games back, Royals 4.5 games back, Guardians 4.5 games back, and then the Tampa Bay Rays 1.5 games back. So when you talk about all those teams, obviously you got to give credit to the Rays because of who they are as an organization. They always seem to be there. You want to give credit to the Twins because they had a hot start. Buxton's playing unbelievable, out of his mind, but I don't think they got the sauce to do it. The Kansas City Royals, unless they make some moves at the deadline, I don't think they have the sauce to do it either. Guardians.
Ooh, that breaks my heart, Sean.
Yeah, I know. Guardians definitely don't have the sauce to do it. They're horrible. And the Angels, I just don't think are there yet. Angels are gonna be there eventually, just not there right now. I want to talk about the Texas Rangers, baby. I want to talk about the boys down there in Texas. We know one team's getting it done, the Houston Astros. What about the Rangers? How many times have we talked about these guys and how their lineup should be, how their lineup should be hitting? We know their pitching is getting it done. Evaldi, Molly, DeGrom for the hell of a top three. Need to touch up the bullpen. Maybe the half end of the staff. Who cares? But that lineup needs to produce in the second half, and I don't think they would be a team on the outside looking in anymore. I think that this team is professional enough. You give them a little bit of a break. You got a mix of young guys and old guys. Let those old guys lead the way. Let Seager be Seager. Let Seager be the former All-Star, one of the better shortstops he is. Let him
see
go.
That or no?
Yeah.
Can you see it? Click clear?
Yeah.
Or is it all fucked up?
Cubs is 30th.
Okay, doesn't look bad. Just remaining straight the schedule. I feel like it was fitting for this conversation. I just thought of that now. I should have fucking made that picture not look like a fucking donkey dick. Fucking took a screenshot of it. But you get my point. I was doing it while you were talking, so I was kind of making sure I wanted to get it on the screen. But I thought this was fitting for the conversation.
So Texas still is 6th in remaining strength of schedule. That sucks for them. Once again, their lineup is that good. It doesn't matter who they're playing. Their lineup should face up with these other great teams. We just need to see them make it happen.
I love Kansas City right there because that is my pick, and it has nothing to do with like this graphic. That's just reassuring for me.
Yeah,
because I've been on KC's side, man. I really thought this team was a very complete team, and when you look at the All-Star representatives that they had, you had 2 guys from your starting lineup, Michael Garcia and Bobby Witt, were on the team. Then you had Chris Bubich to represent your starting rotation, and then you had Estevez for the bullpen. You had a good hodgepodge of dudes, guys from. It's not like you just had 4 All-Stars. You had 4 All-Stars from every attribute of your fucking club.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good ball club, man. And it doesn't even talk about what Salvi can do and Pasquantino can do. And listen, Caglianone's only going to get better. They have to address things at the deadline. They don't have to go out and make the biggest, most extravagant fucking move. But like a power hitting guy in the middle of that line, a corner outfield, I don't give a shit what they do. Something to kind of ignite them. I love them they're on the outside looking in. I love them moving forward. Fuck the Cubs, by the way, for having the easiest strength of schedule.
Well, they had the hardest in the first half.
I guess you're right. They did. They did.
Yeah.
They came out the gate with a real hard schedule.
Yeah.
In terms of the NL, I do like your take with the Giants. That just feels right because they've been in it like all year, and Posey's gonna kick ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of another guy worth mentioning, but I think the AL side is kind of more evident because you do have Texas. You do have Kansas City. Those are the two that I kind of like, as well as, you don't sleep on Tampa Bay. So I think there's more evident teams on the AL. I like Kansas City to be on the outside looking in and then really shoot up. The NL is tough. I think the Giants are the safe guys here. It's really going to be no one else in the East. Everyone is fucking up unless you're the Mets or Phillies. Everyone's fucked up there. The safe bet, I think, is to dilly-dally along the Central and think of a team like St. Louis or Cincinnati if you're not going to go in the West. And the West, I think the best of the West is a little bit better than some of those fuckers in the Central, to be honest. I think there's more heavy hitters in the West than a team like – I think like the Giants is a third-place team, more of a heavy hitter than St. Louis is a third-place team where things stack up right now. So I would agree with you. I think the Giants make the most sense in the NL, and I'm very hopeful for Kansas City on the AL side. By the way, where are the Giants over here? They're kind of like midway.
Yeah, they're midway.
Not bad.
I'll tell you what, Texas being 6th there does scare me. But like I said, their lineup is too good. They cannot all have this much of a down year. Hopefully use the break, come out hot, make a splash.
Yeah, with Bruce Bochy on your side, come on.
Yeah.
We're all that's been one of the more optimistic approaches for me in terms of Texas, is being like, you got Bruce Bochy, motherfuckers. Like, you got to figure it out at a certain point. But either way, let's do a little midway evaluation, Sean.
All right.
I am just turning into an old complainer, and you might need to set me straight. But you might just end up agreeing with me because maybe we're both old complainers. Here are a couple points that I think are going to be interesting moving forward for MLB based on where we're at right now in the season. Here's number one. So, midway evaluation. Number one. We talked about it already. All-Star Game rule change. We might not have to spend too much time because I think we both know this rule sucks. If you're going to be a replacement for the game, you have to be available to pitch that day. We both talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Sanchez pitches Sunday, so he wasn't available to pitch. Therefore, Mizorowski gets scheduled. Bullshit rule. Give guys their flowers first, then make sure you have enough guys to pitch that day. If Sale this is my example I've been giving. If Sale gets banged up and he needs to be replaced, then Sanchez fills in for Sale. Then you have to say, well, Sanchez isn't available for the game. We need a guy for the game. Then Mizorowski pitches. Doesn't everybody win that way? Maybe I'm smoking crack. I thought everybody wins that way. I don't know.
No, I agree. That one's pretty self-explanatory to me.
Okay. What else do we got? Oh, another thing we talked about, because I guess couldn't just wait to get this off my chest. We talked about it when we were talking about the problems with the Derby. I think if you don't stretch it out to 8 guys, okay, unless you have 8 great ones. But if you're not, I don't think we look back on this Derby and say, oh, there's like 5 Hall of Famers here. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe. But I look back at the 2000 Home Run Derby last time it was in Atlanta, and it was like 6 Hall of Famers. Actually 5 because one was Sammy Sosa, but we all know his story. So I just think if you don't force it 8, don't force 8 on us. If it's 6 guys, then I think you get a same amount of action in a shorter amount of time. It should be a 2-hour Derby instead of 3 hours, and don't rob us of a swing off. Yeah,
also we agreed on that earlier as well.
Yeah, so we talked about that, but that's the problem with the Derby for me. Okay, how about this? Let's try to change up the vibe. Cal Riley getting love for MVP, which he has been, but whether he wins or not, is this going to change the way we look at MVP and how we value MVP in terms of a lot of times? I think we're kind of getting closer to valuing it as like the most valuable player. But a lot of times you kind of take the guy with the best season and that's your MVP. And we don't actually think of the acronym most valuable. We don't really think of that as the most valuable player. We just say, oh, who's the best player? Well, it's Judge. There's your MVP. Whether Riley wins it or not, he's going to get votes. And is that going to change the way we look at the most valuable guy? Because Cal, to me, is very valuable. But Judge is the better offensive season. Hank Aaron Award. Is that going to shape up how we look at that for the future based on this MVP race?
I don't. So normally we don't have this problem because normally the best guy is clear cut. And if you take him off the team stinks. You know, the team is much, much worse. In this case, there's two, like in my eyes, if you take Judge off the Yankees, like they're not in their position that they're in. If you take Cal Riley off the Mariners, they might be a fourth place team. like completely out. Like he has kept them in so many games and won them so many games. And I Judge is probably the same exact way. So I don't want to say it's going to be this one. You know what I mean? Because I think they're both in the same boat. I think you take Judge off the Yankees, they're a different team, completely different team. If you take Cal Riley off the Mariners, they're a completely different team as well. You know what I mean? So I don't know if that's going to change how we look at it. I believe you and me have always had the same opinion on it. It should be the most valuable player to their team. Like you take that person off their team, what does it do? Like I do believe that is like almost when Bryce Harper won his last one. This I always talk about the Phillies because it's what I know. It's what I know best. If you took Bryce Harper off that team back then, this is why he won it. Because he had an amazing second half. It was like one of the best second halves of baseball I've ever seen.
Yeah, because he wasn't an all-star that year.
No, he wasn't. And then he just turned up. It was unbelievable to watch. But you took Bryce Harper off that team, the Phillies might have been competing with like the White Sox for the worst team in the freaking league.
That was a weird MVP race too. None of the top 3 MVP vote getters on either side made the playoffs.
Yeah, and is that bad for baseball? Maybe. You can make that argument. Yeah. I wouldn't be mad if you made that argument. But I do believe, because we've always looked at it as the most valuable player to each team. I don't know if everybody else looks at it like that. They like to see stats. Everybody's analytics now kind of guy, which great. For an MVP race, analytics are good. And if you put it analytically, Judge is the winner, right? Judge is the winner. Impact-wise, though, does Cal Riley have more? So this is good. This is good for baseball to have this conversation right now, you know?
But yeah, a little Magic and Bird type of shit.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for baseball to have, and I'm excited to see how it is moving forward. Do I think it changes it, though? Not really, in all honesty.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning on maybe because I think we've kind of valued most valuable, that kind of phrasing. We think we valued it a little more and more over the years. Not so much where we're diving all in, but I think this year could be one of the bigger splashes in terms of that because Judge is the best player, but Cal being a catcher is so valuable. Maybe we start to get our feet more and more wet in that department, and it's kind of been trending that way. It's not totally there. I don't think it'll totally be there by the end of this year, but I think we're still kind of trending that way. And then also with showing more love to the Hank Aaron Award, I do think that doesn't get talked about enough. So Hank Aaron Award would be nice because to show more love and show more appreciation for the Hank Aaron Award. Maybe the All-Star game being in Atlanta will propel that because that Hank Aaron tribute was sick.
And you also talked about it already before we even brought this up. Like the Hank Aaron Award needs to be talked about more. It needs to be held in a higher light. And if that award was held in a higher light, I believe that it might change the tune on the MVP talks.
I agree with that. So this is going to be an interesting MVP race. Maybe it won't be. I think Judge is the guy, but Cal Riley, very valuable. Everyone will agree on that. How about this? National League batting champ. So I think right now, what the fuck's his name? The catcher for the Dodgers, Will Smith?
Yeah.
I think he leads the National League in batting average, 320 something. Someone can double check me. 320 something. I don't have to get into the logistics, but he leads the National League in batting average. Now, number one, he's the only guy hitting over 300 in the National League. Number two, and I know we don't value batting average the same way we used to. I think the AL has 7 guys over 300. or something like that. NL has one guy, and it's Will Smith. What does the NL batting title look like moving forward? And also, if it is Will Smith, all eyes on Cal Riley, but the National League catcher is putting on a very good season too. When's the last time a catcher won a batting title? That I don't know. No one's talking about that for Will Smith in the National League side. Also, the batting title as a whole is getting weird because guys don't hit for as high batting averages anymore. Arias hit 314 or 316 or something like that, like last year, and won it. Which, if you look at batting titles, kind of weird. They didn't used to be like 316. They used to be guys were hitting like 350 or some shit. So last year we kind of saw that trend. This year, the highest in the NL is currently 320 something, and no other NL player is there. Is that like an interesting trend in batting title shit? We know people don't value batting average the way they used to. Is that an interesting trend to you? And also, all eyes on Cal Riley being the greatest catcher in baseball, but Will Smith is right now could win a batting title as a catcher. No one's talking about that.
100%. Yeah, Will Smith's having a hell of a year, and he doesn't get a whole lot of talk because he's on the Dodgers with other star-studded people. But he plays the most important position on one of the better teams in baseball, and he's currently in the lead for a batting title. So you got to give him more credit. But I like where you're going with this because in this day and age, it has become more power. So it seems like people are losing sight of the contact side of things. Like, since when has a single been a bad thing? That's what is blowing my mind with how we've gone into this new day and age. When has a guy hitting 320, 330 been a bad thing?
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Arias gets crucified.
Dude, you and me you're a Yankees fan. I'm a Phillies fan. I would fucking love a guy if he was hitting 330 on my team. Are you joking? We watch it every single game. Because, like, if a guy's hitting 330, he's more inclined to be greater situational hitting. He's going to move a guy over. He can do more with the bat when he's hitting 330. I mean, I don't know where that kind of got lost in translation, but, like, so out of the AL, NL, right, the highest batting averages of the past 2 years. So Luis Arias had a 354 in the NL last year. That was the highest one.
2 years ago, no?
2 years ago, yeah. Bobby Witt was 332 last year. 22 was actually Jeff McNeil, 326. Ew. 328 for Trey in 21. And then it was Soto and LeMahieu, 364 and 351.
Shortened season.
Yeah. Still, though, we'll give him a little credit.
Yeah, give him credit, but shortened season.
Yeah. Tim Anderson, 335. Yelly, 329. So what I'm trying to say is, like, there has been some people who have kept that around that 350 average. You know, like, there was, like, Mookie 346 and then Altuve 346, but I don't know. Next year we'll probably see somebody up in the 340 range and stuff like that. But
in the AL right now we do. In the AL we do.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying when you look at last year's NL batting title, it was Arias who hit 314.
Yeah.
And now there's one guy in the NL with hitting over 300. Period.
Yeah, I think this trend is this is the way it is trending. You know what I mean? I don't think that we will see a whole lot more of these 350 guys, 330 guys. Like I think it's going to be more trending this way.
Yeah, which is weird. Now in the AL there are a few because Jacob Wilson and Judge are in that range, but so that's cool. I like that. And there's other guys over 300 in the AL. The NL, yeah, I just can't fathom a world where the batting title isn't one for the guy hitting over at least 315. You know, and last year we saw it with Arias who hit 314, and now it seems like we're only going lower and lower. So we'll see. We'll see how that continues to roll. But yeah, I mean, it used to be fucking nuts. I mean, I just watched an old clip of Larry Walker at the All-Star game from back when Larry Walker was playing. He was hitting like 390 something at the break. I'm like, oh, yeah. Like these guys were kind of crazy back now. It's also a different game. Okay, let's stick with the crazy shit because who's the NL favorite to win a Cy Young? Just say like the top two.
Well, it's Skeens Wheeler.
Okay, so if Skeens were to win, and right now he's like 4-8 on the season. Now he does deserve because Wheeler deserves it too, but you get my point. Skeens is in the conversation because his ERA is like like right at 2 or whatever it is. He also has a shit ton of strikeouts. He deals every day or every 5th day. But I also can't fathom a world where the Cy Young winner is under 500. I know we don't dwell on win-loss records, but it's not crazy to think that Skeens could be under 500 and also win the Cy Young, which is crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, like we talked about before with DeGrom had such an amazing year beforehand. And I don't know if he was under 500, but his
No, he
record
never was. He was always a
Yeah.
few games.
If it comes down to it, and Wheeler pitches did this well for the second half too, and so does Skeens, but Skeens is in the win-loss category. He's still that much under 500. I think you can, as an MLB, you cannot give it to Skeens, and it has to go to Wheeler.
And then that's basically Skeens getting penalized for being on the Pirates.
Yeah, and which sucks and is not fair. But you can't have a Cy Young winner with that kind of record. In my but we do not dwell on that. We don't dwell on wins and losses. We still know how unbelievable Skeens is. This is almost like, hey, your team just didn't get it done for you. I'm sorry, but it's not like Wheeler's having a horrible year right now. The Cy Young winner is whoever pitches the last time. You know what I mean? That's who it is. It's whoever's
fresh in people's brains. And
that's who it is right now. And so it would be different if somebody was like head and shoulders below Skeens. But Wheeler is right there with Skeens in every single department. So it's not that far-fetched to me. This would be more of a conversation if, once again, somebody was a lot less than Skeens.
Yeah. And Skeens is in that conversation, but that's just the last 2 points to combine them. It's not crazy to think that depending on how shit trends in the second half, that the a batting champion could hit below 300 and the Cy Young can be under 500 with the win-loss rate. That's kind of the new era we live in and what we value. We don't value batting average much as we used to, so there's only one guy in the NL hitting over 300. We don't dwell on win-loss records, which I'm okay with. But under 500 is crazy. Like, listen, King Felix and DeGrom, they've had some shitty teams, and but they still are over 500. So Skeens to be under 500 and still could win a Cy Young is crazy. Guys, only one guy hitting over 300 in the National League that does the batting title. Does the batting champ hit below 300? That's crazy. But this is where we're trending in the game. Anyway, we'll see how that continues to trend. I don't even know what I was getting at. Oh, I guess I'll just talk one more thing about the batting title stuff because it is good to see the best player in baseball if you're going to make the argument that it's Aaron Judge. Well, he's hitting well over 300, and also there's a rookie hitting well over 300 in Jacob Wilson. So that's good to see if you're a batting average fan like I am. I think you are too. We're old-timers. We're old souls in that regard. Here's a little bit of a good news, though. Here's also a way that we're trending that I think is actually really cool for the game, bringing guys up quicker. In the past years, it's like guys, and we talked about this, I feel like a little while ago, but this is just part of the midway evaluation. In the past years, you draft a guy, and then they spent years in the minor leagues. You forget about them, and then they get called up, and maybe they're good, maybe they're not. Or maybe they never get called up. Nowadays, it's like we're seeing guys who were drafted in 2024 are currently in the major leagues. There's like a handful of guys, I think 5 dudes, I think we said, that are currently in the major leagues, plus a guy like you saw how quickly Skeens got through the minor leagues. We're like, it feels like, I don't know how quickly.
Holiday too.
Jackson, I don't know. I feel like Mizorowski flew through the minor. I don't know about that, but like you're seeing guys really quickly go through the minor leagues, get called up more. So now it's like, hey, our guys got drafted, and now we're seeing him in other sports. You get drafted, you're there. MLB kind of had that issue. We're kind of addressing that issue and seeing it more now. I think that's cool.
I think it's cool too. I like it, and obviously this is a riskier thing to do because if you bring a guy up too early and he sucks, it could kill his confidence. But like I like how a lot of these guys who have been brought up, they've been game changers for a lot of their teams, respectively. So got to give credit where credit is due. Love seeing these young guys. Love seeing these who are going to be important pieces coming in the future. So I love it.
That's a good one.
Freaking do
it. That's a good one. Hey, Otto can't put out. Last at bat I saw him was fucking great. Oh my gosh, last at bat from him was he worked a great at bat. He battled on 0-2, works a single, and I think Marsh came up and fucked everyone over.
Yeah, Otto Kemp's been a good piece for them, but Grant, like they took forever to bring him up. Same,
Yeah.
and now they have the same problem. They always have had this problem. The Phillies. I don't think they'll ever change. Their like development department waits and waits and waits and waits. You know what I mean? So
You gotta love it. Well, you don't, but we'll chant some shit at the game. Maybe we can change some minds. I think if we just keep saying the same thing over and over, this word will circulate, and the people will start talking.
yeah, we'll get a chant going or something like that.
Here's the last one, and it's just scheduling in general. I don't know if we talked about this before we came on, or we talked about this early in the program, but All-Star game and in general, scheduling MLB, you continue to fucking sniff dick at scheduling. My thing is this. I think everyone agrees, and we talked about this. It should be All-Star weekend, right? It should be, I think if the home run derby was on a Friday night, and then the All-Star festivities were cruised into like a Sunday afternoon, and then the game was Sunday night, maybe then you had a Sunday off, which was kind of makes sense to have Sunday off. And then you maybe had Monday off. Cool. It's like, who gives a shit? It's early in the week. Yeah. I think MLB overthinks it, and they're like, well, we don't want to do nothing early in the week. We'd rather have off in like weird days like Wednesday and Thursday. Like, fuck off, dude. Like, I think Sunday, Monday are good days to have off. But then it fucks up their scheduling, because then you have to say, well, when do we do a Wednesday, Thursday? Because then it's like off days and shit. Like, they'd rather just have cruise right back into the following weekend for the sake of their scheduling. You could, listen, they could figure it out. They're big boys. They could find ways, or maybe give guys the extra day, or have something, or whatever. Like, there's a million things. We can sit here and think of a million fucking things that I think are better than what they currently do. Because now you have, like, you want to do media day and the red carpet show. Well, the red carpet show is cool. People want to watch that, and it's great for the game. But it's like Tuesday afternoon. Who's watching it? It has to be a Saturday affair. So the whole schedule, and not to mention the other point on scheduling, it ends so fucking late. People were leaving the game. If you got tickets, like, you're like, oh, I want to see the swing off, but I got to get home because it's midnight on a Tuesday.
I agree, dude. It's the scheduling has always been a problem for the MLB. We can talk about it in the regular season. The blackouts that occur because the MLB package and the yada 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 and things like that. Do I think they'll ever figure it out? No, I don't, because the MLB has historically never been well run. They just get lucky. I mean, we talked about it earlier in the program. They just get lucky, and as long as they keep getting lucky, there will never be a problem.
Yeah, fuck them. That sucks.
Nothing will ever change.
I hate that they get lucky and that I hate that it's fun. I hate that it ends up being fun. I wish that everything would be miserable just so they could learn from their mistakes. But here's the thing: is I remember talking about this when the AUSL started to come into fruition, and I was all high on the AUSL. I haven't watched it in a while, but by the way, I think the championship shit's coming up soon. But anyway, go Bandits! Lexi Kilfoyle and the Aaron Koffel and my girl Bubba Nichols. I still like the band. I haven't watched them in a while, but I like the band. But I remember saying that when that first came out. What was my biggest qualm about opening day AUSL was that the second game was on the same time as like the Yankees game.
Yeah,
it was Yankees Red Sox. Yeah. How do you schedule that if AUSL opening night for two of the teams? It was like a Friday night with Yankees Red Sox. Are you thinking dicks? Like, they're dicks.
They've never been good at it. They've never been good at it, and I don't think they ever will be good at it.
Just wait till the Eagles play on Sunday night, and there's also a World Series game going on the same day. Wait till that.
They never what's the word I'm trying to look for here?
Like, they've never been aware.
They never think.
Yeah.
They just don't think. And Rob Manfred is like, oh, it'll work itself out. And it does, because it fucking does. Why would he ever change it? Because it always seems to work its way out.
If you let the kids play, don't try to get too political. Just let the kids play. Let baseball be baseball, and don't try to do too much. That's great. It's like, then they try to do too much, and then they fuck it up, and then guess what? Then the kids play, and it makes up for everything.
Yeah.
But they're dicks. They don't get in the way of it. Rob. Did he even play? No, I think he's a lawyer by trade.
Probably.
Anyway, fucking suit. Anyway, enough of that. Oh, and by the way, here's another midway assessment. Hey, by the way, talk about not knowing how to get the most out of his guys, right? That's how I've been trying to say forever. Now he picks Jonathan around. Anyway, that could be a different conversation. Maybe we talk about more post, like second half storylines on Friday, as well as power rankings, and I guess we might have a Wet Hot American Weekend, and we'll be in Philly. We'll talk more about shit on Friday. But let's end the show with some All-Star trivia. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm a little worried, but let's get it.
I think you'll be okay. I think it's still a thinker, so people at home can play. I mean, you'll still probably have to think a little bit, but that's a good trivia. If you know, it'd be shitty if you just knew it off the rip. But it's a listing thing. Like you're going to be listing guys.
Oh.
So there was 14. I'm going to ask you for maybe like half of them. So like maybe 7 or 14. But there was a total of 14 guys who played in the All-Star game or were All-Stars in 2025. 14 guys who were All-Stars in 2025 have been All-Stars in both the AL and the NL. Can you name like 7 of the 14, we'll say, like half of them?
Oh, all right. So Javi Baez right off the rip. He's number 1.
That's 1.
Javi has Max Fried.
Max Fried is 2. He's on the list.
All right. I gotta go. I'm gonna have to go position wise. So you're just gonna have to give me a second.
It's okay. Everyone's playing along at home.
Lindor.
Lindor's 3.
Bregman. No, that was both AL. Astros are AL now. Astros are AL now. Don't give me shit for that. Not Bregman. Cal Riley, no. Will Smith, no. Kirk, definitely not.
He is a 2-time All-Star, though. Don't shit on Alejandro.
Kirk's 2-time. I thought this was his first outing.
No, it's the second.
Good for him.
Alejandro, low-key fucking baller.
Let me hold on.
He also looks like a baller.
I won't even pull up the list of All-Stars. We're gonna do this strictly off the cuff.
Oh yeah, you can't pull up a list, dude. Come on.
Tucker.
Yeah, Kyle Tucker 4.
Tatis, no. Now I gotta get. I'm trying to. Did I get all the starters, or are there more starters?
There are.
Am I getting into the reserves now?
No. There's like I think there's 2 more starters. 2. Yeah, there's a couple starters yet.
All right. First base. Who was at first? Pete. Rondo was at first. Who was the backup for first? Olsen? No. Oh, was Olsen? No, Olsen was an All-Star as an A. Was Olsen an All-Star as an A? Was Matt Olson on the list?
Yeah, Matt Olson. Yeah,
okay, Matt Olson.
An
A. Dude, I always forget that Matt Olson was even in Oakland A.
He was like a 1-time All-Star with the A's, and he now made 2 as a Brave.
All right.
That was one that I had to like double check on. So I was like, did he make one as I was the same as you. I was like, did he?
Josh Hader.
Josh Hader 6.
The pitchers are going to be sneaky because like the relievers, like their histories of what teams they were with are going to confuse me. Let's go to the starters. Sale. 7.
I mean, you can keep going if you want.
What about no? Crochet was a White Sox beforehand, so no. Tariq, no. Skeens, no. Wheeler, was Wheeler an All-Star as a Met?
Could have been.
Oh yeah, but that's NL.
Yeah, no,
I'm just thinking of 2 different teams now. Have I even touched on third base yet? Who is over there at third? Miguel Garcia, no. Bregman, no. Who is the NL? Oh my God, who is the NL? And all right, I'm stumped.
Well,
no, hold on.
You did hit your quota, but you're close.
Who is the NL third baseman? This is gonna really piss me off now. Okay, just go.
Who was the NL third baseman? Manny Machado.
Fuck!
You were there. I mean, you already got 7 out of 14, so
Yeah.
you did get the minimum.
You're gonna say the names now, and it's gonna.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna be pissed. So I'll try. You want me to start? I'll start with the obvious ones first. So you missed Ohtani.
Oh, both sides. Yeah, Angels, Dodgers. Yeah.
You missed DeGrom.
DeGrom. Yeah. Shit.
Because you were on the Mets, and then there's that. But Machado, you were I thought you were fucking gonna. Did I touch on third base, and then you fucking. But Manny, okay. Chapman too, our oldest Chapman.
I forgot if Rose Chapman was even in the game.
See, it's still throwing gas.
Was Chapman was a Cubby and then now a Red Sox, right?
No, I think a Red.
A Red. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then these ones might have been a little more difficult. So Carlos Rodon.
Who'd he make it with in the NL?
San Fran.
Oh.
His 1 year in San Fran, he made it there. He's a 3-time All-Star, but only one of them in his 1 year in San Fran. Okay, and then Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Oh, as a Marlin.
Yep. So this is his second, and then maybe the hardest one, Edwin Diaz.
Diaz? Who the fuck was Diaz on?
Because he made one with the Mariners.
I would have never guessed that. I can't believe I missed Ohtani. Duh.
Yeah, I think so I think maybe Diaz would have been one of the harder ones. Rodon I can see because no one really remembers him in San Fran, but he was really good that year. I thought Olsen was kind of difficult. You got that one. I thought Javi being the first one you said. I that was kind of like one of the last ones I was thinking. Javi Baez, that was like the first guy you said.
Oh, he was the first one that came to mind. Because he made it as a Met, right?
Everyone else, yeah.
And a Cub.
No, I don't think he made it as he was a deadline with the Mets, wasn't he?
Yeah, but didn't he have another year?
No, I think he was just had like a deadline acquisition. Because he was like, they got him for PCA, so they got a rental for PCA.
Oh no, he wasn't. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because he only played 46. Yeah, I think he was damn good in those 47 games, though. I think
he. I always thought he was bad, and I think I was a misconception by me. I do think.
So was I. It says, AI says this. Batted .299 with 9 home runs and 27 RBIs in 47 games. 47 games for him.
AI's a dick, though. AI also thinks Skeens is 21.
Yeah, that fucked me up a little bit earlier. I can't believe that.
Let's see what he did at the Mets. AI. All right. AI, to the spoils go the victor. You're right on this one. Okay. AI. I didn't know you got Allen Iverson on speed dial there. Well, anyway, let's end the show with talking about Aaron Boone's a dick. No, just kidding. We all know it. I mean, he is, though. And I saw some tweets, by the way. I saw some tweets saying that it's like, if you're rooting for the AL, they're like, rooting for the AL. Aaron Boone's my manager for like a day, and now I know why he sucks.
Well, how do you not put Judge and Raleigh in that swing off?
So I don't even know. The camera never panned over to them. Maybe they left the game. Like maybe they were not there, which was shitty on them, though. Shitty on them because like Scooble came out in street clothes for it.
Yeah.
But at least Scooble stayed and came out, and also he pitched in the first inning. What was he gonna like? Now he's just gonna take a shower for the next 8 innings. Like he had, you know what I mean? Like he could just relax. And I guess some of the other guys felt the same way, but still, be alert, be unready. So, like, Aranda, it got worse, too. Like, I would have chose Rooker. It was a good one.
Yeah.
This was Rooker's week. He won the week and didn't have anything to show for it, except for us. We can up for our war. This is what, I wish we had, like, a little thing. This would be, like, a little trophy. I'd be like, this is the fucking our All-Star Week MVP, because I'd vote Rooker personally. Either way. It was like Rooker. Okay, yeah, because I root for the AL. And then he was like a Rosarina. I was like, okay. And then it was like a Ronda, and I was like, oh, okay. and then fucking Roberts comes out and he's like Stowers, and I'm like, okay, we have a chance. And then he was like Schwarber, and I was like, fuck. Then he was like Pete Alonso, and I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like that's a World Series winning manager and a guy who gets embarrassed in the World Series. That's the difference.
Yeah.
And
Well,
even if it wasn't Cal or Judge, you're telling me like Vladdy wasn't there or anybody?
Yeah, true. I mean, like Vladdy would have been electric in there too.
They did have
Vladdy
three
arguably would have done exactly what Schwarber did.
I mean, the AL had 3 former home run derby champions, none of whom get chosen for the swing off. Cal won it the day before. Judge and Vladdy are all home run derby champions, and none of whom get chosen. Maybe Ohtani was also, he was out on the town. Maybe James Wood was at a Waffle House. Did you hear that? He said, if I win the home run derby, I'm going to win a Waffle House. So I'm all in on James Wood. Hey, I've been a Waffle House guy for years now.
And that makes me like him even more.
Yeah.
Because I've been all over James Wood.
And he's a Waffle House guy. Well, Atlanta's also probably like the Waffle House mecca of the world. But by the way, I want to really talk on Rooker while we have a little bit of time. Because, yeah, he did put on a performance in the home run derby, gets robbed, gets snubbed. He hits a 3-run homer that puts the AL on the board in the All-Star game, cuts the deficit in half, by the way. It was 6-0. He makes it 6-3. That was off of, I guess. Who did we say that was off of?
Rooker?
Rooker. Oh, no, we didn't say that one. We were looking at Mize's 3-run homer that he gave up. Well, anyway, I think Rooker hit it off of Peterson. It wouldn't have been Sanchez. No, was it? No, it wasn't. No, he went. No, we looked at Peterson. I don't know who it was off of. I forget. Maybe Randy.
Oh, it was Randy Rodriguez.
Okay. So, anyhow. It wouldn't have been off of Sanchez. Would have fucking struck him out.
Yeah.
I would have been rooting for the NL if Sanchez was not. I just kidding. But either way, he does that in the game. And then in the swing off, he does his job. And when it was like leading up to the game, Harold Reynolds and the guys on the national pregame show, they're interviewing him while he's taking batting practice. He's mid-swing, and they're asking him questions. Hey, are you excited to be here, Brent? And then Brent's like, hold on, guys. Line drive up the middle. He's like, yeah, it's really cool. Bang, line drive up the middle. They're asking him questions. Like, to me, Brent won the week, and he has absolutely nothing to show for. The Brent Rooker slander presented by Major League Baseball deserves to be studied because it's ridiculous. And
couldn't have an A. They couldn't have an A's guy. They couldn't.
Yeah.
They didn't have a home. Why could he? He couldn't win a home run derby and a AL MVP.
Yeah, it's like because who won the thing? Okay, yeah, because when they announce like the All-Star Game MVP or the home run derby champion, they go from your Seattle Mariners or from your Philadelphia Phillies. They can't just say from the A's. It doesn't. I guess it's just the aesthetic isn't there. I don't know. Dog shit. Maybe they have to wait till they're in Vegas to actually. Oh, by the way, I think Philly's hosted next year.
Yeah, they do. I really want to get tickets.
That'd be great. Maybe we'll cover it. Maybe get media passes too.
That'd be sick. Yeah. Look for off-base media to be big enough to get media passes next year.
And maybe play in the celebrity softball game.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That sucks though, but I'd play in it. It's a really tough watch. It's an excruciating watch. But I'd play in it. Boone's a dick. Joe Torre, I was awesome, and great tribute to Hank Aaron. Some of the cooler talking points of the week. Good little game all in all, but MLB still is a bunch of dicks. And I guess we'll regroup on Friday. Red Hot America Weekend, if we get back to the action. We'll be eating Tony Luke at the ballpark. Thank you, everybody. Sean and Spin in the morning. We're out. Off Base Media. Suck it.